Anti-trans rights protesters refused to leave after the school board unanimously declared an end to a rowdy public comment period. Sheriff's deputies detained 2 men.
You guys, this is an unlawful arrest. I have a First Amendment right.
This man was released with a summons to court on a trespassing charge.
Listen to me. At this point, the meeting is over, right?
It's not over. It's not over. We were meeting.
Deputies charged the other man, Scott Smith of Leesburg, with obstruction of justice and disorderly conduct after he allegedly physically threatened another person at the meeting.
Have you yourself received death threats?
I have.
It's terrifying.
It has an effect on you that you can't really put into words. When someone describes the way they want to come into your home and end your life, and you start thinking about people who live with you.
You won't let this deter you.
I will not. This has only served to strengthen my resolve to protect kids.
Loudoun County has been racked by conflict since a teacher was suspended and then reinstated by a judge for refusing to refer to students who were trans by their preferred pronouns.
I will not affirm that a biological boy can be a girl and vice versa.
The conflict.
How evil can you be? Girls' bathrooms do not exist to validate identities.
The expert consensus clearly stands in favor of policies that fully support and affirm transgender children.
Only seems to intensify. The school board chair vowed that the threats will do nothing to slow the vote on transgender student equity on August 10th. Bruce LaShan, WUSA 9.